welcome to the CRL Show. I'm Paul Arandale.
I'm Geoff Stevenson.
Another episode, another week down of New South Wales Rugby League reps.
Yeah.
Andrew Johns and Laurie Daly Cups kicked off. Also the Lisa Fiola Regional Cup competition as well. A lot of good tries on the weekend, a lot of good footy.
Yeah.
Crowds at the ground were entertained, but also the viewers on BarTV. It was some great footy.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and so much of it. I just keep looking ahead thinking, geez, this is the start of it. This is going to keep ramping up and up. We're talking about there's going to be more footy, many more games to come.
Yes, heaps of footy coming. Did you get out? Did you see anything this weekend?
I actually planted myself on the lounge again. It was actually nice. I was a bit busy Saturday, but Sunday there were a couple of games that I caught, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, well, as usual, we like to look for some obscure moments that happen on the weekend. Geoff, you actually texted me, so I think I've just seen the best worst try ever, and I have to agree with you. So here's the first magic moment. Is probably the best worst try we've ever seen. So I'll talk you through it. So Balmain's on the attack. The 5'8" gets it, almost like a run-around play here sort of thing. You know, the 5'8" kicks it, trips over it, ball's on the ground, another little kick, a spill there, a pick up. Now it's on. Lovely cut-out ball for the winger to score in the corner. You were talking about the referee. Like, do you just throw your hands up?
Yeah, those moments I don't envy being a ref because there's so many things you could call there. There were knock-ons and every reason to not give a try, but also to give a try. Like, you look at it and think, I don't think there was any knock-ons there for the Tigers players, and I think they were fine. But, what a try. It was a try. 4 points. It counts.
Yeah. And to be fair to the ref, I think he got it right.
Yeah.
Got it spot on. And
definitely. But I had to watch it in slow-mo before I went, that looks pretty right. There was nothing wrong with that.
So maybe we'll have a new segment this year, the best worst try of 2025. That's certainly one of the best worst tries
definitely. Fantastic.
Yeah, so well done. Another magic moment, as I always talk about, that things happen in twos or threes. You see something happen weird at one game and then, 2 miles down the road, or the next day you see exactly the same thing. So there's a few things, but we've got these 2 tries from kicks. Here's the first one. We're at Scully Park, 5'8", just a little dink over the top. Chase is coming through, the bounce of the ball. Thank you very much for the Central Coast Roosters. Let's see you again on the replay. Boys have got it covered, but the bounce
over the head bounce, what can you do?
Now Sunday, little different part of the field, but the same thing. Little dink over the top. Fullback winger are there, and thank you very much. Back row pitches the ball. Again, same sort of kick, same result.
Yeah, and they talk about don't let those balls bounce and all that kind of stuff. I don't think the fullbacks could have stopped those from bouncing, but geez, anything could happen. You've got to chase every ball when you're in attack too.
Yeah. So, if you saw any weird magic moments, you thought, oh, gee, I saw that in another game or whatever, let us know. We love stuff like that. Well, I do anyway.
Well, I'm impressed because there's so many games. It's really hard to find them. You're great at finding them. You find these moments where you go, oh, my God. Like, how many games on the weekend? Or can you for a question without notice?
I don't know, but there was over 200 tries scored in all the competitions.
Jesus.
And,
that's remarkable.
I just had a very boring Sunday.
Oh.
So
whack it all together and watch it back.
Some people say I need to get a life. Maybe
no, that is life. Watching footy on replays, fantastic.
All right, we'll get into the results on the weekend. As I said, there was plenty of footy, plenty of tries. Lisa Fiola Cup round 2. Some big margins. Cronulla 50-4 over Manly. Parramatta 48-10 over Norths. Canterbury 38-4 over Penrith. Close one between Souths and St George, with the Dragons winning 16-12. Western Suburbs Magpies 40-6 over, West Tigers 40-6 over Canberra, and Central Coast 26-0 over Newcastle.
Yeah, now Tasha Gale Cup round 2. There were some big scores in this round as well. Cronulla defeated Manly 48 points to 6. Parramatta 48 points to 8 over Norths. Penrith went down to Canterbury 32-16. Souths were comfortable against St George, 22 points to 8. West 34-0 against Canberra, and the Indigenous team beat Newcastle 30 points to 6.
Yeah, the Indigenous Academy, which are aligned with the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, nice.
Harold Matthews round 2. Western Suburbs Magpies 34-18 over the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. St George Drags is 14-10 over Balmain Tigers. Manly 34-10 over the Central Coast. A close one between the Newcastle Knights and the North Sydney Bears, 24-22, with the Knights getting up. Souths 24-18 over Melbourne. Sydney Roosters 30-6 over Parramatta. Cronulla 34-8 over Canberra. And the Warriors on Sunday getting up 22-20 over Penrith.
Yeah, nice. Now down to SG Bull, round 2, getting in the thick of it now. Canterbury defeated West 24 points to 10. Balmain defeated St George 32-26. Illawarra were comfortable against Manly 32 points to 4. North just got up over Newcastle 24-22. South defeated Melbourne 34-22. A 22-all draw between Sydney and Parramatta. Canberra beat Cronulla 22 points to 14, and Penrith defeated the Warriors 28 points to 8.
Funny you mentioned that 22-all draw between Sydney Roosters and Parramatta.
Yeah.
Back in the office, we're monitoring the games. We had no power. We were just running on batteries at Mascot Oval. With the injuries, our cameraman, he did a splendid job just giving us updates how we're going, and we thought, we're going to lose the stream.
Yeah.
It's just going to cut out. It's going to run out of battery. There's sort of injury stoppages in play.
Oh, God.
So it was a bit of a nail biter, not only for the players and relatives watching the game, but also the BarTV staff.
It's a credit to BarTV. There's a lot going on to get this out live. So, you guys worked so hard.
So something just a little bit different that happens behind the scenes. Johns Cup, Andrew Johns Cup, it was round 1. Newcastle Maitland region 20-8 over the North Coast Bulldogs. Central Coast Roosters 34-12 over the Northern Tigers. Macarthur Tigers 26-12 over the Riverina Bulls. Northern Rivers Titans 30-6 over the Monaro Colts. And South Coast Illawarra St George Dragons 38-10 over the Western Rams. South Coast Illawarra Dragons. It's the longest name
you
in
can't
rugby
call
league
it
history.
that, can you, in the game, surely. The Daily Cup. Now, Newcastle Maitland reps, what are they called?
Your region.
Reps.
Could be reps.
Knights went down to North Coast, 30 points to 28. Central Coast defeated Northern 30 points to 26. Macarthur comfortable against Riverina, 38 points to 0. Northern Rivers defeated Monero, 34 points to 12. And South Coast beat Western 34 points to 8.
Yep, and finally the Lisa Fiola Cup regional competition. That also kicked off with the North Coast Bulldogs 30-4 over Riverina. Western Rams 26-18 over the Northern Tigers, and the Northern Rivers Titans 38-4 over Monaro. As I said, a lot of tries, a lot of games on the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of footy. It's great.
Yeah, a lot of big hits as well. They'll come up a little later on too, so make sure you stick around to watch that. But it's time to go around the groups.
Rightio. Now, there's a bit going on. We haven't had a lot. I think a couple of years ago we had a lot of club anniversaries come up.
Yeah.
Then it was a bit of a dry patch last year. I don't know why. I guess it was, it depends on what was happening 50 or 100 years ago. This year, West Belconnen Warriors are having their 50th anniversary.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's going to be celebrated on the 15th of March at the Rex Hotel in Canberra. So that'll be a big night, and it'll be a big year for them. They are actually right now looking. So if it's not you know someone that has old photos of the West Bell Warriors, especially around the sort of 1975 to 1980 early days, I guess, of their existence, they want to get their hands on them. Yeah. Probably for that night, but I think it's probably great to have that as a record anyway. I've said before, there'll be lots of people that have photos and old programs and things buried in drawers, and they'll just sit there unless we sort of get them out and use them and sort of celebrate the club in that way. So if anyone out there knows someone or anyone in the area, go look in those drawers, try to find what you can find.
I'd like to just sort of not really off topic, West Belconnen, their logo has an ugly man carrying a football.
Yes.
Queanbeyan Blues, same competition, they have a man running with a football, and Yes used to have a cartoon magpie as their logo. Just be interesting, where they come up with the ideas for their logos.
Yes, yes. I almost we talked about scoreboards last year, the best scoreboards and stuff. I always want to go through the best and worst logos out there. Maybe not worst, I don't know. I noticed one thing I did notice is that the Ivanhoe Roosters, sort of friend of the show, maybe we could call them. We love the Ivanhoe Roosters. Their hens, women's team has a female hen, but the hen is wearing a bikini, which I guess is sort of saying, this is definitely a hen, putting it out there. I don't know. I just seeing a hen in a bikini, I'm just not sure. It's an interesting look. But I know what you mean. There are some crackers out there. The Arandale Rams, basing theirs almost entirely on the Adelaide Rams logo. Fantastic. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm a bit sort of mixed with that. Like, copying there, but like the Tigers and Magpies, there's clubs out there that they've just copied off the old Western Suburbs Magpies or the Balmain or Canterbury Bulldogs, South Sydney. It's just, come on, guys.
And
use a little bit of imagination.
Yeah. And there are tricky ones. I know, like the Mallee Men, West Wyalong.
Yeah.
It'd be hard. What do you do? Like a Mallee Man, and I don't mind theirs.
Yeah.
But there's others like Eden that have they're a tiger, but they've done something with theirs. It's one of my favourite logos where it's not quite based on the Balmain one. It looks almost North American. I love it. So anyway, that might be a thing this year. We'll try to find some great anyone's got any like favorite logos out there, mascots, whatever it is. Absolutely love to hear from you guys. So it'd be fantastic.
I'll have to dig some up.
Now, in Instagram influencer news. Okay, because
is this a new segment?
I think so. I don't. Or in Shay Mitchell news. Do you know Shay Mitchell?
No, it sounds like a bats number 5 for New South Wales.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a player, but anyway, Shay Mitchell is an influencer that I think visited Australia. I think she's pretty sure she's American. Right. She's got 35.7 million followers, which apparently is a lot.
Right.
Okay, like I have no idea about this stuff, but I know
there is a rugby league connection here.
That's right. Yeah, so what I did on Sunday. No. Now, she's been photographed, it was a few weeks ago, and it sort of hummed along on social media, wearing a Darlington Point Colgambi. I can never say it right.
Colin Valley?
Colin Valley.
Oh, you're probably closer.
Anyway, Club near Griffith, the Roosters. She's wearing a Roosters jersey where no one from the club, no one has any clue. The photos on the screen there, she's just going about her day, I think in New York.
Yeah.
She got the jersey on. She's not the kind that would wear from what I had to have a deep dive into her profile. She's usually in very, classy gear and stuff like that. Randomly got her hands on a jersey and is wearing it in this post, which would have, I guess, 35 million odd people looking at it, which I was wondering whether it's the biggest promotion of a country rugby league club ever, because I don't know how many times, I don't know, like I know everyone works hard on their socials out there when it comes to country rugby league, but 35 million views would be up there.
Yeah.
She was wearing Celine Triomphe sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
You know how I know that? They're $790 sunglasses.
Right, okay.
You know how I know that?
You can go to Silly Solly's and buy a pair for $5.
Well, I was actually, $790 is probably not bad. Cheap for her, considering, the kind of glasses she could own.
Yeah.
And maybe Silly Sally's needs to collaborate. But I know that because there are websites where they say you want to look like Shay Mitchell. This is the look. This is the glasses she's wearing in this post. Back to the Darlington Point, if they could arrange that where they said you want to look like Shay Mitchell in this post, come buy this jersey from us. I don't know whether they can scale up their jersey production. I don't think they do merchandise at all out that way. This is sort of south of Griffith, so pretty small town. I worked out, I had too much time on my hands, 0.001%. If 0.001% of people looked at that post and went, oh, that would be pretty cool wearing that retro jersey, that'd be 35,000 jerseys they could sell.
Yeah.
If they made $10 a jersey, that's $350,000, which would be pretty handy for most country rugby league clubs. Of course, I wouldn't know where to start with stuff like that, but it's just so strange these opportunities can pop up. I don't know whether anyone looked at the post and went, oh, wow, I wonder where that is or anything like that. But It's strange game, rugby league.
Yeah, if you're driving, the Instagram handle is what, Shay Mitchell.
Yeah. Look up Shay Mitchell. I got the photos there. Actually, she's wearing one, and their sponsor, I don't think it's a current jersey. Sid Jones Mobile, like the service station. Yeah, I'm assuming was their sponsor. Yeah. His name is on, for all to see, back to front, because I don't know how Instagram works, but if you can read it backwards, it's
Yeah.
So I don't think that service station exists anymore. I cannot find a online following or anything. I can't find anything about that service station, but it's probably had the biggest promotion of any jersey sponsor in the history of rugby league, potentially. Oh, not rugby league, but at least
probably
rural and regional rugby league, because there's just a photo of this influencer just standing in New York saying, look, I love Sid Jones Mobile. When I need a Mars bar, I go there, So
was that a post? Is that what you wrote?
No, well, I didn't read the post. Who reads the post on these things? But I did think like that. I don't know whether Sid Jones would even realise that all these people out there going, oh my God, or his family. I don't know who Sid Jones really is, but
he sounds like he should be part of the Sex Pistols band.
He sounds cool. That's what I think. I think maybe people want to know and want to visit there and stuff. But just a quirky one out of left field. I don't know where it will go. I would sort of think, if there was anyone famous that as an influencer that came from a small town somewhere, you say, can you just chuck the jersey on of your local? What's who was the model from Gunnedah?
Miranda Kerr.
Just put on a Gunnedah Bulldogs in there.
Yeah. Maybe that's a challenge we can set out the clubs. You got any sort of celebrity that's
from your local town?
Grew up in the area.
I was sort of always like old school and say they could do a shout out or something, but these days it's all about social media. Like if they could just chuck a jersey on one photo, do it for free, I guess, because I get God knows what. I worked out that for Sid Jones, that promotion, for her to wear something, I looked it up, that would normally cost between $100,000 and $500,000 for Darlington Point. Maybe they did whip out $300,000. Say, can you wear our jersey? But
maybe her grandfather's Sid Jones,
maybe I don't know. Maybe she's a rugby league freak, and she could be a viewer of the show. Who knows?
We might have to investigate and find out how she. That's if she would bother to answer us.
I want to investigate why she's famous too, because she's got 35 million followers, and I was still trying to work out why. I was like, she, I don't know, parties and wears clothes. I don't know.
But just on one thing, I think I brought this up previously on another show. It made the local paper in Scone probably 10, 15 years ago, definitely before social media. But someone was over on holidays in Africa and just happened to come across a fella wearing a Scone Thoroughbreds jersey.
Oh, my God.
And apparently when they made a mistake with the jersey, the manufacturers just basically send them off to whoever wants them. And anyway, that particular jersey landed in, I think it was Kenya, Nairobi. And it was just a fella just wearing a Thoroughbreds jersey in the main street. People took a photo, ended up in the Scone Advocate, I think, the paper, and they're like, the question, how the hell does this jersey end up here? But that's probably about the closest I can think of. But I think we've got to set a challenge to the clubs. Get a celebrity.
Whack your jersey on, get a photo. They could have gone for a trial at Kenya. Maybe that would have got Scone in Kenya versus, I don't know, someone else.
Nairobi Knights.
But I've always thought years ago, I think I saw, I don't know, a Cootamundra jersey in Sydney or something. So I'd love that as well. If anyone can see, you've spotted something, you're like, that's left field. I didn't expect that. Send it in. You could be overseas and you see some rando jersey. Send it in. It'd be great. There's a bit of signing going on. There's lots of clubs asking for players and saying if you want to play. I couldn't mention them all, but again, you want to get a game under your belt, head on down to your local club and say I'm keen. No one's going to say no at the moment. Just focusing on certain areas with signing. If you're looking at the MacArthur Premiership, they've been sort of pretty active these days in trying to get those kind of older, semi-retired kind of professional football players down that way. Southwest Goannas have had a bit of a crack this year at signing some big name players. They've already locked in Greg Eastwood, who has come via the Glebe Dirty Reds and Canterbury and Leeds, I think he played for. He might have played for Catalan, I don't know. And Brad Takarangi, who was playing down in Illawarra for, I cannot remember.
Was he a Dapto Canary?
Yeah, he could have been as well. And another kind of funny one announced this week, they've signed Joey Leilua, who, for all understanding, was signed to the Wyong Roos. I mean, up until this week, I thought he was sort of going to be announced as a Wyong Roos.
This seems to be a bit of more of a silly season coming into country rugby leagues, and a bit of money thrown out because, I've had a few announcements that players have gone somewhere and then they've ended up elsewhere. Connor Kirkwood was going to Cessnock. Now, apparently he's going to the Entrance Tigers.
Yeah.
Matt Moylan's another one that's been sort of talked about going to Wyong Roos, but he could end up somewhere else, maybe Berkeley Vale.
Yeah, and there's been no announcements with a lot of those. So there's a bit of that going on.
I love the clubs. They keep it hush-hush. Oh, don't tell, why?
I don't think what's going to happen if you announce. I mean, I think it'd be a good thing. It'd promote them and get people talking.
You can't run out in the field with the hoodie, or maybe you can, and there's a surprise.
Yeah, right. We're here. Done. So that's a funny one. Like I say, there's a bit of that going on here and there. I know Blake Ferguson last year, there was lots of stuff talked about how long he lasted at Curry, but another one where players, these big name players turn up and sometimes they switch, sometimes they turn up somewhere else, and sometimes they don't last. But that's Southwest Goannas. Campbelltown Collies have signed Ken Seo from Thirlmere, so he was playing at Thirlmere last year, and he's switched over within the comp to the Collies. And I don't think, I was sort of is a pretty noted goal kicker, and I don't think Thirlmere needed him for that. They actually had a really good goal kicker, so that might be a welcome addition to Campbelltown. The Narellan Jets have also signed Passar Famasili. I know him. He played for Canterbury. I think played for Manly. He's come from the Canterbury Bulldogs to Narellan, so that's not a bad signing. He's coming direct from an NRL team sort of environment and that kind of stuff. So that's sort of MacArthur for now. But
there might be a few more popping up. So we had the Premier League Nines 2 weeks ago. It was a lot of guys, former NRL players. One in particular was Sam Cassiano. Who, for a big fella, was still very agile. And I was like, well, he might get the itchy feet.
Well, it's true. I mean, like Southwest Goannas and Camden, and like we've said before, I think what some of these players like are they've settled back in Sydney, and they are looking for a game, and they think they can play. I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours drive away. It doesn't impact too much on their lives. I wonder about some of the Central Coast signings as well with that, where it's like you could play and train and commute to games and turn up to a few training sessions, but you don't have to move your whole family if they've settled back where they want to be in Sydney. So, it's sort of right on the fringes of the city. I don't know why some of the Ron Massey Shield Cup teams don't try to coax these players to play closer to home.
It'd be an interesting one. Maybe it's got to do with training, travelling, or wherever they're living these days. But we've got the country championships start in a couple of weeks too. So MacArthur region, they could be quite strong. It's a big factor, isn't it? Newcastle's dominated with Illawarra and Monaro. Maybe MacArthur might.
I certainly feel like MacArthur's. It feels like it's only happened over the last few years where they've started to encourage these players. And it might be just that one player has a crack at it and then word spreads. They say, oh, no, it's not too bad. Corey Norman was playing for Thirlmere, Ken Seo. These players that can get in the ear of other semi-retired players who actually – and I think these players come back from their professional leagues, and like a lot of guys that go to the country, they're like, we still love the game. We still want to play footy every week. We just don't want the pressure of – high intensity professional football. So it's sort of good. I think it's good for everyone. Another one actually just mentioning I think it was George Burgess, George Burgess is signed with Noosa.
Yeah.
What I really like about that is he's also signed on to coach one of their, I think it's under 12s teams or something like that. And I think that'd be a great model to go by, to say if you're a player with some profile coming into a team, we would like you to also coach one of our junior teams. It shows a bit of commitment, but it also, the impact on the club is far greater than you're rocking up, maybe winning some games, getting some photos taken. Everyone's saying it's great having a player of note at our club, but also having those younger guys actually getting a bit of skill from, a bit of development from these guys, but also, it's really, they might listen a bit more to a guy like George Burgess. I certainly would.
Yeah, I was watching a trial yesterday, South Logan up in Queensland. I'm just trying to think who they played now. But, Isaac Luke was playing 5'8" for the South Logan Magpie.
Wow.
He's been retired a couple of years, and this was his second or third year with the Magpie, so it's good that he's sticking around. But how good would that be? You're a youngster coming through and see a South Sydney legend. Running around still,
and no doubt approachable. Talking a bit of skill, bit of strategy. What would I do in this situation and that kind of stuff. I think it's fantastic. Just the last one down that way again. Oakdale workers. I like promoting working bees because there's some people that are out there that might be a fan and a tradie, and you need to get those two together on a working bee. So 22nd of Feb, so that is a couple of weeks' time. They're going to work bee at their home ground, and they said, look, if you're a tradie or you're completely unskilled, we'd love to see you there to help us square the place up ready for another season. Yeah,
so Scott Cam, if you're watching...
Yeah, definitely. Like they did anything. I mean, any trade, I guess, like florists is a trade. I don't know whether you rock up there. I'm a tradie. I'm a florist.
Different approach to a ground. You walk up and there's flowers.
Absolutely gorgeous. Why not?
Put the opposition off and a sense of security or something.
Pastry chef, that's another trade. You rock up. I think most trades are welcome, but anyway, anyone with the ability to tidy up, lug a few things and stuff. Head on down to Oakdale.
Yeah, awesome.
That's my round the groups.
It's well done, mate. Always some good info there, and we'll definitely do some investigating on the
Shay Mitchell.
Arlington Point jersey.
I want to get her to a game.
Maybe,
it'd be a hell of a trip, but she might do it.
Yep. We'll do our best anyway. Well, we'll get into some big hits of the week. As I said, we had a lot of footy, a lot of great tries, but there were some really good tackles on the weekend. Here's a sample that we found that we thought pretty damn good. All right, first up, we've got Teresa Alika from the West Tigers. Poor old Canberra player did well.
She did. I mean, in the end, it was just to play the ball afterwards, so good on her, but that was a hit.
Zaid Williams, Riverina, just lifts the big fella as a halfback wearing 20 on the front row.
Jesus. Pushing back 2-3 metres. Fantastic.
And that's the Andrew Johns Cup rep game from the weekend. Jackson Rodwell back row for the Sydney Roosters here. Just a nice driving rib tackle.
Yep, on the attack too. I love smashing when they're on the attack.
We go to Tia Payne William from the Melbourne Storm. Just another good hit.
Yeah. Again, you're going to prevent tries by doing that.
Jaser Tuigamala here for the Canberra Raiders. Not only did the lock forward get smashed, it was a forward pass as well. So
sort of feel like smashed for no reason as well. Like it was a forward pass. It didn't really need to hit him, but anyway.
Yeah, so there are our big hits of the week. Yeah. We may as well go through the this week's fixtures and see what's happening on BarTV Sports. Plenty of footy happening. We've got a bucket load of trials happening too around the trap, so huge. They won't be on BarTV, but just check your local club. You might be able to go in and watch some trials. But anyway, well, round 3 of the Lusa Fiola Cup. Canterbury, they host Illawarra. Canberra is at home to Newcastle. Central Coast take on St George. Penrith and West Tigers. Parramatta and Manly do battle with North, South and Cronulla having the bye. That's the Lusa Fiola Cup round 3. Yeah,
nice. Round 3 for Tashigale Cup. St George play the Indigenous Academy. Canterbury are up against Illawarra. Canberra play Newcastle. St George play the Central Coast. Penrith play the West Tigers. And Para play Manly with North, South and Cronulla as well getting the byes.
All right, Harold Matts round 3. West host Souths, Penrith and Newcastle do battle. Canterbury and Balmain at Canterbury. St George at home to Central Coast. Canberra's at home to Illawarra. The Mighty Bears take on the Melbourne Storm. And Parramatta and Cronulla also wrapping it out with Sydney Manly Warriors having the bye. That's the Harold Matts round 3.
Well, SG Ball Cup round 3. Warriors host up against Canterbury. Sydney play St George. Balmain are up against Manly. West play Souths. Penrith against Newcastle, Canberra against Illawarra, Norths are up against Melbourne, and Parramatta are playing Cronulla.
Round 2 of the Andrew Johns Cup. Northern Tigers, they're at Scully Park hosting the Newcastle Maitland Region Knights. North Coast Bulldogs, I beg your pardon, hosting the Northern Rivers Titans. That's at Coffs Harbour, I believe. Don't hold me to that. No, venues could change.
Yeah.
Western Rams take on Central Coast, Riverina and South Coast, Illawarra, and Monaro's at home to Macarthur. That's Andrew Johns, round 2.
Beautiful. And Laurie Daly Cup, round 2. Northern up against Newcastle Maitland Knights. North Coast play Northern Rivers. West play Central Coast. The Riverina plays South Coast, and Monero plays Macarthur.
Yeah. So, as we said, the country championships kick off, I believe, in 2 weeks. So, we'll keep you posted on them too. So, Country Rugby League is slowly moving in.
Yeah. Get going. It's always funny, the country championship starting prior to the rounds of football. So you can really not expect, but you would see some upsets are possible in teams just having better preparation, a little bit more training, and being good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the New South Wales Rugby League junior comps are having trials sort of late last year, and they can pick their squads. But it's interesting with the country championships. They're pretty much selecting their squads on the back of last year. Not many of them have trials or whatever. I mean, everyone's got a disadvantage, but
that's right. It's an even playing field. So, like I said, you could potentially come in with a squad that might not be as strong as another squad, but you don't know. You don't really know how off seasons have been, or whether players are carrying a bit of an injury and you haven't seen them play, so you don't quite know whether they're carrying injuries. So, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, sure would. We forgot the tries of the week, so our producer's just saying, play the tries of the week. So we've done the big hits. Maybe we hopped a big hit, but here are our tries of the week. There was plenty of good ones, plenty that just couldn't make it this week, unfortunately. But here's 5 that we thought were pretty damn good.
Yeah, not forgotten. Saving the best to last.
Yes, Sienna Sullivan on the end. This one. It started by the halfback, Mila Hutchins. Nice step inside, but she keeps it alive. Backing up was Maddie O'Brien, the number 11. Now, look out. There it is, the Gidley flick.
Beautiful.
For Sienna Sullivan to cross.
Great backing up.
Yeah. Where are we off to next? It's the Knights v the North Sydney Bears. SG ball. Loose ball picked up. Amy Loza keeps it alive. Quick hands through Blake Dory onto Toby Winter. Nice step back inside.
Yeah.
Aidan Gow on the end of it. I think he got 4 tries.
He looks massive. Like, he's a big boy. Fantastic.
Yeah, so very entertaining game, Norths and Newcastle. Try 3, we've got Luke Butler on the end of this. It just reminds me of an old Broncos attacking in your own 20. And then a Gasnier lookalike down the sideline, linking up Luke Butler to cross for the try. Archie Wheeler was the player who made the break. He scored an intercept too. He scored a couple. Now we go to Melbourne Storm. This is Amaziah Murga.
What a play. Look at this.
Not much you can say, except that was brilliant. There's something about the number 1 jersey of the Melbourne Storm and tries like that. Finally, we've got Ryan Tukapua here of the Central Coast Roosters. What I like about this is that the kick inside, it was almost like a soccer cross.
Yeah.
Tukapua started it and finished it. It was a nice little kick there.
It was a great pick-up too. They're not easy to pick up, those balls. You can see it roll and could go in any direction, so well done.
Yep, there were our tries of the week. There was a lot of good tries off kicks this week, wingers and centres, like AFL marks to score tries. So
there's so much energy. Like I said, those days, they're hot. You can look at that sun and think that is a summer sun hitting them. Yeah. And it doesn't seem to slow any of these guys down. Yeah. And ladies.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic tries. It all kicks off again with, as I said, we went through the fixtures just moments ago. Just check your local guides. Go to the New South Wales Rugby League website or BarTV later in the week too, because some of the times can change.
Yep.
And
hit the app. I was hitting the app a lot on the weekend, and it's I just love how simple it is. You go down upcoming games, easy. Just find what you want to watch. It'll give a time slot, or if it's on live, it's there.
Yeah. Anywhere in particular you'd love to go this weekend? If you had to choose, I've just thrown this off the cuff to you, mate. I'll put you on the spot.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I want to watch some of these SG ball games, so I think it'd be out to one of those grounds. Like I said, the actual quality of footy at this time of year. People talk about the NRL and they say it takes 2 or 3 weeks for guys to find their feet. That was round 2, and you look at some of the skill and the hits, and the shape and the combinations are fantastic to watch. So I'd love to catch some of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love to go for a drive up to Coffs and see a couple of rellos as well while I'm up there, and watch some good footy as well.
Watch some footy, daylight savings. So after the games, you can go, have a swim or whatever.
I think the bosses have just that's not happening. So who knows?
Damn it! Oh, worth a try.
Yeah. Anyway, that's another CRL show done and dusted for a week, and mate. So if you're not watching on BarTV, get out to a game.
Yeah, fantastic. Can't wait.
We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.